a 9 to 5 again. I'm back on my grind again. I keep a small circle. I'm not trying to find a friend. Don't pretend. I was sick. Niggas wasn't fucking with me. Niggas wouldn't come and get me. Got myself up off the ground. I'm not stopping now. Got 'em wondering how did I do it? Back on my music. I should be losing. Created confusion. Find it amusing. It's an illusion. Me and DT still flex. They tried to turn him, but he wouldn't let it. I dusted my shoulders and didn't sweat it. I'm putting these niggas on notice, leaving them open. Me and my team staying focused, cause we have been chosen. Don't worry about who is the dopest. This is our moment. I'm giving you something explosive, causing commotion. I'm putting these niggas on notice. Sound the alarm, it's our time now. If you don't know, you gon' find out. I'm putting it all on the line now. It's all by design now. Rivals be sinking like quicksand. Me and my team making hits, man. All of our business legit. We go the distance. I've been working hard daily. The Lord is my witness. Me and Jay Breezy, we all about business. Can't stand the heat. Get the fuck out the kitchen. Never gonna stop till I finish my mission. I'm in position. Hit every mark and I shoot with precision. I got that spark in my music. Just listen. I never lose. Winning is my addiction. Yeah. Leaving them open. Me and my team staying focused. Staying focused. We have been chosen. I'm giving you something explosive, causing commotion. I'm putting these niggas on notice. I'll never give in. I'll never tap out. I'll never back down, even when I'm in doubt. I am never scared. I'll always stay prepared. Sometimes I feel unstoppable. The victory's declared, and I'll never forget exactly where I came from. They kicked me while I was down, that's where the pain from. When I asked them for help, I watched them play dumb. Keep on playing, nigga. I'm putting these niggas on notice. I put them on notice, leaving them open, yeah. Focus. Don't worry about who is the dopest, yeah. This is our moment. This is our moment. I know this.
We gonna be on the monitor, right? Okay. All right. Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is your brother Malik Truth, and you are tuned into Malik's Truth Radio Show. You could be anywhere else, but you decided to hang out with your brother for a little while, so I thank you for that. Hey, y'all, check it. I got a great show for y'all tonight. We are going to be dealing with finances, but before we go into that, definitely thank God for being here this evening, for everybody that has surrounded me with the financial wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, not just to give to y'all, but I'm going to be learning tonight. Y'all too, there's a whole lot they know that your brother Malik does not know, so I'm going to be learning right along with y'all this evening, so I'm very excited. So Natrell, we want to thank you, man, for being such a great producer, a great radio show owner, such a great brother. We appreciate you for all the work that you do in the community, man, for real, for real. Tonight's show, y'all, I'm going to dedicate this to our sister, Nia 215, who we lost about a week or so ago. And, you know, she was definitely into pulling up and making her finances right. And she was a woman that began to start investing not only in herself, but her future. So she began to start working for herself. She began to start investing in herself. And, you know, life is cut short. So it's important that we learn to take in everything that we learn to activate in everything we learn, and to teach it so that the legacy can continue and go on. Tonight's show, I named it In Plain Sight, because that's what financial literacy is. It's right in plain sight. But many of us don't know how to pay attention to it. But it's right in front of us. But because we don't understand the importance, we don't know how to address it. We don't know how to deal with it. We don't know how to communicate with it. So tonight, we're going to be teaching you guys, my listeners, my viewers, on how to become financially literate. I have with me my guests. We're going to start off with Yarnell, Frankie, LaDonna, and Mike. Michael is a pastor, a fitness coach, bodybuilder, slash everything. Uh, when the Lord said, your gifts will make room for you, that brother had a lot of gifts that just came pouring out, making a whole lot of room for him. And then, of course, his beautiful, intelligent wife, LaDonna, who is a financial expert, and she is just giddy and excited, ready to just get down and talk to y'all. She's like the teacher who just started teaching, and it's her first day, and she's excited. She just don't know what she's about to run into. Okay, we got Yardell. She is a financial advisor, entrepreneur. She is doing so many, many great things. When I spoke to her, we were on the phone for like, an hour or so, and then my jaw was just dropped. I was just like, dang, this sister done came from this, that, and the other. So she's got a story to tell y'all, man. She definitely do. And Frankie and his wife, Yesenia, they're going to be joining us, and they are also financial advisors. It's a beautiful thing to see us in roles in which we're not used to seeing us in. And it is even a better and more beautiful thing to see is when we start trusting each other with that type of wisdom and knowledge, because we don't readily trust one another with that kind of wisdom and knowledge, because at times we're taught to not trust one another. You know what I'm saying? And everything. So it's beautiful to see people that look like us that have this knowledge that, hey, they ain't supposed to have it. Just like a black grandmaster chess player, he ain't supposed to have that type of skill set. She ain't supposed to have that type of skill set. So it's important that we represent one another and learn to support one another. As I always tell y'all, solidarity is the key. If you look around, solidarity is the key to each group's success. And so with us, solidarity has been and always will be the key to our success as a people. So let's talk about financial literacy. When I looked up financial literacy, I've seen that it is the possession of a set of skills and knowledge that allows an individual to make informed and effective decisions with all of their financial resources. This right here is a concept that we are all experiencing every day, whether we buy some pants, buy a car, buy a toothbrush. We're all investing into something. We're taking that currency and we're moving it. We're all a part of this vehicle, but there's parts of it that we don't understand, and my guests are going to help you guys understand those parts that we're missing in this big system we're already a part of. All right, so let's start with LaDonna. Okay, let's get that energy out. When we look at financial literacy, as in its constructive definition, what do you think about that?
Literacy?
Yes.
Man, oh gosh, there's so much to go on. So basically, schools don't teach us about financial literacy. They teach about E equals MC squared, which none of us use at all.
Come on now.
From Albert Einstein, but also something else that he came up with was a rule of 72, which deals with your money. And people have no idea, which they should have taught us that, because we deal with money every single day.
All right, y'all, that was the rule 72. Now go to
Rule
Google.
of 72.
Go to Google and Google it, y'all. Y'all Google everything else. Go ahead and Google rule 72.
The rule of 72. So
All right.
basically what it means is no matter where you're putting your money at, whether it be a stock, a bond, a CD, a 401k, 403b, wherever you're putting at, find out what your interest rate is. You
Y'all hear
take
that?
number, your interest rate number, and you divide it into 72. Whatever the answer comes out to be will tell you how many years before your money doubles. So
Wow.
for instance, if you're getting 3% interest rate, which I don't know any bank that's going to give you that, you take that, divide that into 72.
Wow.
The answer comes out to 24. That means it'll take you 24 years for a one-time deposit to double.
Wow. Y'all see, can y'all do that math? How many of y'all were good at math in school? Y'all press the rewind button after this is over with, and y'all can hear that again. That's why I love it when it's recorded. Y'all
Yes.
can rewind that knowledge right there.
So basically, wherever you're saving your money,
right.
take
Wow.
your
Wherever you're
interest
saving
rate.
your money.
Find out what your interest rate is,
Right.
because a lot of people will say, I'm saving my money. I said, do you know what your interest rate is? Usually they say no. And if they do know, it's usually a low number. But whatever the number is,
Wow.
you take that number, divide it
About
into
72.
72.
Wow.
Whatever the answer comes out to be, that tells you how many years before your money will double. So if you're
Wow.
making a one-time deposit, and if it takes 10 years, 12 years, whatever that answer is, That's how long it's going to take for that one-time deposit to double. That's why it's important to know you're getting a good interest rate on your money. And most people don't even know where to get that from. And that's another reason why they need to come see us to know where to get that from.
And that's the thing about financial literacy is that, again, we're talking about the literacy part, the understanding, the knowing, the developing a skill set. We're not giving this opportunity at the levels that we're supposed to be given this opportunity. This is a language. They teach us Chinese, French, Spanish. Finance is a language.
Money is language.
Money is a language. It's a real, true concept that we can hold credit that we can't even really see, but we're using it. We've made it into something. Cryptocurrency, we can't see it, but we made it into something. It's the value that we place on it. So what is the value you think, Yarnell, that we're placing on financial literacy in our schools?
None at all. I look at the fact that even with a master's degree coming from the financial background, not one time did we ever learn about credit. We learned about more of how to make other people money, but not actually on how to make ourselves money.
Come on now.
And when you look at it, it's a lot of people, they can make six figures and even millionaires, and they come with a 500 credit score. So what are we missing in our school system to tell us, hey, we are a good employee, but yet we cannot do enough for ourselves
That's true.
to be financially literate?
That's true. How can we begin to change that? I mean, if they're not going to teach it in the schools, I heard a wise statement say that teaching starts first in the home.
Yes.
So if we can learn ourselves and teach ourselves, that could be a great answer,
Yes.
to the problem, or something positively contributing to it if we just learn to start at home. What do you think?
I completely agree. One of the things we do with our company is we basically start from the ground up, from the age of 2 to the age of 18, teaching kids financial literacy at the beginning, teaching them to understand what it is. I understand the whole thing, save every dollar. That's what we all was told, save. But at the end of the day, how are we multiplying our money? How are we using this information to make ourselves? And then, because I don't know if y'all was the same way I was, but we was always told the key to success and being financially free was just going to school.
That's the biggest lie ever told. That keeps the world in debt and keeps the interest rates up, not down. That's crazy.
Yes. Especially student loans.
Yes,
The biggest debt there is.
I am vexed with those as well, and so many others are. And to be able to get out and find a way to get out, of that debt, it should be a beautiful thing. But the thing is that a lot of us don't want to put forth the work that it takes to get to where we need to go. Now, financial literacy has a positive and negative tip. Frankie, what is a negative impact on an individual for not being financially literate?
It's going back and touching on those bases of that student loan debt.
Right.
Basically, we have an agent in our office that used to be a title loan manager.
Right.
And due to the student loan debt, which I feel like is one of the number one reasons why a lot of people can't escape financially,
Right.
is because what happened was he had to get out a loan to a doctor. Now, when we think about school, we think of the highest of the high.
Right.
We're looking at doctors, we're looking at lawyers, we're looking at physicians, anything and everything to go to school in order to find financial wealth. But the curious thing is, if a doctor who opened up his practice, if he's at the pinnacle of education, why is he going to a title loan company pulling out loans to keep his office open?
Exactly.
Looking at $10,000, $50,000, all the way up to $100,000 just to catch up once again on this student loan.
But we
debt.
were taught that we were taught to get to the pinnacle of that surgeon, of that dentist, and we were taught that you make six figures or more, then you are successful. And again, I always believe that is not time that heals all wounds, but it's what you do within that time that's going to heal the wounds. So I believe that this is the same thing. We're taught so many bad concepts, especially when it relates to relationships and money. Those are the two top ones. relationships and money. We talk crazy, bad concepts, and these concepts for an individual, because what I want to do is build it up. So for the individual, what is a positive aspect of financial literacy for the individual?
Well, the positive is, once again, I'm not knocking student loans. I'm not knocking school at all. But before you get involved with a debt that high, understand about compound interest. Understand about the APR percentage rate. Where is this money going to, and how long is it going to take you to actually pay that off? This is where, like I said, a financial advisor comes into play, because since, like I said, finances is a language, and if you don't speak the language, then you can't communicate with the money that you're pulling in.
Come on now.
You
Wow.
know?
Well, back that up. I like that.
Yes.
If you don't learn the language of finance, it ain't about communicating to people. He said you can't even communicate with your money to tell it what to do. Wow, man, I ain't never heard that before. Y'all hear that?
Yes.
Wow. Go ahead, Frank.
So once again, is talk to an expert. One thing I always tell everyone when it comes to school, you got to remember that person only understands the subject that they were taught. A doctor spent 10 years to only talk about practice. He's not going to talk to you about mathematics. He's not going to talk to you about money. He's not going to talk to you about how to work on a car, whatever the case may be. So, in a sense, blindsided, he just jumped into a loan that he fully didn't understand.
Correct.
He's not a banker.
Correct.
He come to do heart surgery, not to do surgery on his bank account.
True.
And that's what I said. The positivity of that is actually talking to a financial advisor. Well, this is our duty. This is what we're passionate about, is actually fixing people's finances. So we're going to look in and out of when it comes to a person's money in order to go into the right vehicle and point into the right direction.
I like that. So you're basically, again, you're just like a doctor. You're giving a prognosis or a diagnosis. I mean, that a lot of people, when we hear prognosis, like, some, you got a certain amount of time to live. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of our folks, of us, we're out here with cancer in our finances, diseases in the finances, and we don't know how to heal these diseases. It's only through learning. Like you said, we gotta learn the language of finance in order. And I'm gonna have you tackle this one, Pastor Mike. In order to tell the enemy to get thee behind me, you got to know how to do that.
Yeah, you gotta,
Go ahead, bro.
My thought was you got to know how to resuscitate your money.
I like that. Resuscitate that money.
I mean, when you out of air and you about to die, you find many ways and components to plug yourself into or up to or jumpstart your heart. Well, you got to jumpstart your brain to understand your wallet pretense.
Yes.
And it is. There's a scripture in the Bible that says knowledge is power. And get the knowledge along with wisdom. And you have to plug into the right source. And I mean, let's just go there. You mentioned it, so let's talk about tithing for a minute, because part of that is the understanding of finances and monies.
Yes.
And if you believe in the concept, and then your gift will make way for you. There are several gifts that God gives, and one of the gifts is prosperity.
Yes.
And so, therefore, having that relationship with God, then you can demand God to help you with your finances.
Yes,
but
sir.
you have to be obedient to the process. And you have to get the help that's needed to put things into perspective, to be able to buy when the time comes instead of borrowing when the time is present.
Right. I like that. Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? Like God, you need to have a relationship with your money.
Oh, yes.
You need to have a relationship with it. It's important. And in order to have a relationship with anything, you have to learn how to speak to it. Now, when we deal with the negatives of financial illiteracy as it comes to an individual, Yarnell, when it comes to the family unit, how can financial literacy really negatively damage it?
Well, not having the right financial literacy is making wrong choices about how you're going to actually take care of your household. That could cost you your home situation, your food situation, a little bit more. But just not having that just having that information of how you're going to do a good budget having a budget, where your money going in and out. You have to know where the holes are so you can make wise choices at all forms. By not having this information, you're gonna overspend. I see it plenty of times when I go over my clients' budgets with them. They say they don't have the money, but yet we're spending $1,200 a month on hair, nails, and material. And wait, I love Starbucks.
Yeah.
She's like, wait a minute.
But you gotta afford. You gotta be able to afford it.
Yeah, you gotta be able to afford it. And I always say, where you put your money is where you value at. You know, if you're telling me it's important to be financially free, to have a home, and to provide for your children while you're spending all your money on fast food and on clothing and on everything else, where you spend your time and your money is determines where your values lie.
That's true.
Yeah, they say burn down a man's house and you find out what's most important to him. Oh,
Right
man.
now.
What are you getting out first? You know what I'm saying? The same thing with finance. It's important that we learn this. But if we don't learn the language, again, it's about literacy, learning, comprehending, developing the skills. If we don't learn the language of money, we won't see that it's not important. Because when we look at the word afford, sometimes people think that afford means I got the money in my pocket and I can get it right now. No, that's not what afford means.
No.
Afford means what's going to be the impact after purchase.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Or the future cost.
Yes, or the future
Or the
cost.
future
And that's what
cost.
afford. So, LaDonna, help them to understand that word affordability.
Well, like my sis already mentioned, as far as making sure you have a budget. So now what you focus on grows. And a lot of people are like, yeah, I'm focused on my money, but are you really counting up the cost? Like, and it's not just the big purchases, it's those small purchases that get us in trouble. Everybody's like, oh, okay, well, I got the Netflix, Hulu, and all them other channels. It's only $2.99, $3.99, $5.99, you know, and they're like, it's not a big deal. But after you've added up all of those, here is now you've just spent $500 a month and you have nothing to show for it. You don't even know where it's going. And you're not even saving the money properly or even knowing how to invest the money where it can grow for you. And so again, going back to not knowing what your interest rates are and knowing about them, all these things that you're spending money on, you've got interest going against you. And my sis will talk about that as far as the credit goes. You have the credit going against you, and it's really eating up even more money, and you have no idea. Not to mention also, with all of that debt that you have and the interest accruing on it, because you don't know how to get rid of the debt, you stay in debt forever. And it takes, most of us we always want a house, and everybody signs a 30-year loan. They don't teach you that you can actually pay off that house in 10 years.
Wow.
And you can save over $100,000 just in interest rates.
Y'all hear that? Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
in
hey, look, y'all
interest.
better call this sister. She said that house that they told you got 30 years to pay, or she could show you how to do it in 10
Exactly.
years. What?
Yes. And it's
Man.
all about putting together a plan. Most of us don't plan out anything. We'll
true.
plan our
That's
next
true.
vacation.
That's
We'll plan out the next birthday party or the next girls' night out, but you're not going to plan out your money. Come on now.
A lot of folks remember. I don't know if anybody ever worked at a call center. Anybody else in here worked at a call center before? How many times used to you be at your desk, ain't no calls coming in, you figuring out your finances? I know I ain't the only one that did that. You at the desk, ain't no calls coming in, be like, look, okay, I get paid $550 at the end of the week. My taxes in. But a lot of us don't do that, you know what I'm saying? So it's important that we continue to learn financial literacy, because it's going to be something that's going to help us to avoid the pitfalls as individuals, as family. Then we're going to talk more about generationally when we come back. But we got to get with my sponsor here. My sponsor is Lair B of Lair Body Essentials, y'all. This is a young sister that is doing her thing in the beauty field. It is all natural products, and I use them myself, y'all. You see how I'm glowing? I use them myself, y'all. And I'm glowing. But we're going to go
shaking
ahead.
your hair. I mean,
But we're going to go ahead and go into the commercial clip for Lair Body Essentials, if you will, please, Natrell. What's going on, y'all? And again, that was my sponsor, Lair Body Essentials. You guys have got to go out there and get these products because they're for every skin. They're for each gender. They are the bomb. Okay, so I gotta let y'all know that. All right, so we're gonna go into a quick break, real quick, maybe about 30 seconds, and we'll be back with you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Before I go, I'm gonna thank everybody for tuning in. I can't get all your names one by one, but G, I ain't seen you in a minute, so thank you for tuning in. We'll see y'all in 2 and 2. Everybody good?
Why are you talking G shit? Why Larry let me split? I'm counting the money, I'm rich. I told her I'm fly in the beach. I told her to get up, my dick. I told her to get up, my dick. I told her to get on my dick. La mama, she doing the splits. You nigga, you know that I'm rich. You act like it's something like a bitch. You know I'm not playing no games. You never gonna be the same. I know you not gonna change. I know you not gonna change. You done done me dirty. Heard that little secret from a birdie. And talking to the mama, you ain't worthy. You got your nigga out, you rotten dirty. Stephen Curry, yeah, I'm the man, yeah. Even you know what you said, yeah. La mama don't give no damn shit. She selling out her by the grand, yeah. And I cannot take it. All my heart you breaking. Told her I don't give a fuck. Bitch, why you faking? Why are you talking your shit? Why let really me spliff? We counting money, I'm rich. You know I'm fly in the bitch. And told her to get up my dick. I told her to get off my dick. Why are you talking your shit? Why let me spliff? I'm counting the money, I'm rich. I told her I'm fly in the bitch. I told her to get off my dick. I told her to get off my dick.
Why you talking down on nigga, man? Fuck you. I'm a real nigga, yeah, I get it off the muscle. You man's talking shit, fucking we can tussle. And now I throw these bullets at him like I'm fucking Russell. Get it back, no option, but you steady blocking. I don't give a fuck what you talking about, I ain't watching. Steady pocket watching, yes, I keep the rocket. I don't give a fuck this nigga talking, he can stop it.
Why are you talking your shit? Why let me spliff? We counting money, I'm rich. You know I'm fly in the bitch. I told her to get off my dick. I told her to get off my dick. Why are you talking your shit? Why let me spliff? I'm counting the money, I'm rich. I told her I'm fly in the bitch. I told her to get off my dick. I told her to get off my dick. Why are you talking your shit? Why let me spliff? We counting money, I'm rich. You know I'm fly in the bitch. I told her to get off my dick. I told her to get off my dick. Why are you talking your shit? Why let me spliff? I'm counting the money, I'm rich. I told her I'm fly in the bitch. I told her to get off my dick. I told her to get off my dick.
Yeah. I told y'all, I'ma step off this throne this one last time though. We ain't gonna address this ever again. Well, you bitches got it all wrong. I'm supposed to be who hated on. When I drop ratchet, they blasted it, that's their favorite song. I gave you passes with my name, what y'all was speaking on. If I pull up tripping and set it off, y'all gon' say I'm wrong. But y'all just pushing my buttons like they go ding dong. Back and forth, what I ain't gon' do, this ain't ping pong. I'm too grown to be arguing over the internet. We should be too busy if neither has made a million yet. So I'm ignoring you bum bitches from here on out. Y'all ain't hard to find when this Vegas blade is your whereabouts. Y'all selling pussy, I'm selling music, y'all selling hate. Y'all kinda cool, but I'm queening bitch, so you can't relate. My fans love me, they waiting on me to air it out. M's on my schedule, only appointments cared about. Y'all teaming up, y'all gon' need an army to tear me down. Keep playing with me, y'all ain't gon' make it another round. I've been about it, you bitches doubt it and know the deal. Keep popping off till I'm popping up to see how you feel. Oh, you just capping, let's keep it rapping this time right. Keep playing with me, gon' make me give you that limelight. I've been about it, you bitches doubt it and know the deal. Keep popping off till I'm popping up to see how you feel. Oh, you just capping, let's keep it rapping this time right. Keep playing with me, gon' make me give you that limelight. Niggas acting feminine, they want me funkin' with they women friends. But while they beefing, I'm eating this, bringing dinner in. Same niggas that beat me up like she did that. Be the same niggas that see me up and be big mad. I ain't jumping through no hoops, no shucking and jiving. I don't do free, tell me the fee, I'ma make a deposit. I'm still queening, name a bitch with the same buzz. Can't mention bitches unless you mention them afterwards. They was popping, was rapping, was getting attention. And now they whacking, even acts can't get them a mention. I fell back and let them act like they played my position. There's no comp, no cap, I be laughing and listening. Bunch of enemies, anything to be industry. Got them clout chasing, they making names off my energy. I see the motive, that sensitive shit the reason. That's a suicide mission, cause I'm queening all season. I've been about it, you bitches doubt it and know the deal. Keep popping off till I'm popping up to see how you feel. Oh, you just capping, let's keep it rapping this time right. Keep playing with me, gon' make me give you that limelight. I've been about it, you bitches doubt it and know the deal. Keep popping off till I'm popping up to see how you feel. Oh, you just capping, let's keep it rapping this time right. Keep playing with me, gon' make me give you that limelight. Yeah. Keep playing with me, gon' make me give you that limelight. Hey man, keep playing with me, gon' make me give you that limelight. I've been on this throne so long, man. It done turned into a rocking chair. I ain't gonna trust this shit no more, man. Keep playing with me, gon' make me give you that limelight. Ha.
Ain't no place that I'd rather be.
Very volatile system.
Money in there.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is your brother Malik Truth, and you guys are still tuned into Malik's Truth radio show, where I have a panel of wonderful financial experts and entrepreneurs that are giving you guys the importance of financial literacy. Finance is a language, y'all. In order to understand and tell your money what to do, you got to know how to tell it what to do, and how to tell it what to do is becoming financially literate, breaking curses that we all are faced with regards to the damage that illiteracy has caused us as an individual, as a family, and generational. Now, earlier we were talking about how negative of an impact that financial illiteracy can have on an individual and family. We also was talking about the positives about financial literacy and the positive impacts that it can have. But when we talk about the generational curse, with a lot of us, of this skin, we say that term, generational curse. This is a generational curse. Okay, so is financial literacy a generational curse?
It can be, but it can also be broken.
All right. Let's talk about how financial literacy has become a curse to so many. A generational curse to so many.
I would say lack of knowledge, first of all. Like if your mom or if your parents didn't know, I mean, they don't know what they don't know. And so if they don't know about investing, saving, the interest rates, rule of 72, compounding interest, how are they supposed to teach you?
Right.
And so, and then here you come, you don't know this stuff. They're not teaching us in school. And you can still take the same claim like, well, I'm broke because my mama was always broke. Then that's your problem. But now that you older, you're supposed to know better. And that's why you open a book. You got Google. Everybody want to Google that new hairstyle. Well, why don't you Google how to make your money grow?
Right.
And so it's you can break it, or you can keep making excuses.
And when you mention generational curses, it's not a generational curse from a biblical perspective. It's a way of thinking.
Yes.
Exactly.
We are freed up because of the blood of Christ. Some people don't realize that they are free, and they continue to reciprocate that the ongoing drama that comes along with not having money.
Exactly.
But yes, it's broken by your way of thinking. If you think rich, then you do rich things. If you are broke, then you do broke things, which now you pillage, you steal, and you cheat, and you take.
Exactly.
Yes, come on, sir. Come on.
And then
That
your
was
circle.
Pastor Michael.
I was say the people you hang around with, you hang around broke folks, you're gonna stay broke.
You're gonna stay unless you
always-
Jesus, because he hung around a lot of broke folks.
But see,
But no, that's when
But
that's
everybody
when that's
elevated.
when that's when
Everybody
the
was trying to
light
be around him.
shines. Yes,
Yes.
when your light shines, so that the people that you hang around with can become more like that light in you, rather than you becoming the darkness that they're bringing. So when you say, Brother Michael, that it is important for us to change our mindset, there are two in the life coach world, psych world. There are two mindsets. One is called a fixed mindset, and the other one is called the growth mindset. It is unfortunate that many of us have that fixed mindset, which says that nothing can enter because you already know everything.
Exactly.
You're more focused on what you believe to be the truth than what the actual truth is. A growth mind is willing enough and humble enough to lay down what they believe is to be true, to allow truth to come in.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And it is very important for us to have that growth mindset, you know, because even when I was sitting down talking with you, Frankie and Yesenia, when we first met, I kept my mind open because there were so many others that were coming at me with different types of financial programs.
Exactly.
Okay. And there are a lot of financial programs out there that are more pyramid schemes than anything. But when I looked at you guys' program, I seen that it is going into the heart of man, which is their learning center,
Exactly.
and teaching people
yes.
where they can become healed at. And that is within the heart of what they thought to be true, which was never true.
Exactly.
And you're implanting that truth in them, which is healing them.
Mhm.
And that's why I wanted to have this show, so that we can understand that even though financial literacy is hitting in plain sight, let's now teach people to know what it looks like.
Exactly.
And I would like to add, Malik, that you also have to understand tangibility.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
I mean, because there are people who think rich, but they don't have the understanding of the tangibles of holding on to it,
Yes, sir.
attaining it, and things of the sort.
Yes.
So you have to program your mind to understand how to count your money.
Exactly.
And you have to have your fingers to be able to understand how to make that money.
Exactly. And
That's right.
That's why I like to chime in. A lot
ahead.
of people. I feel like the beginning of taking control of your finances, on understanding the simple terms of what's an asset and a liability.
Yes.
Yes.
A lot of people, especially nowadays, it's such a materialistic world. They believe because oh boy got a Bentley, he has
That's
it
an
made.
asset.
They think it's an asset. It's like no, he took that car was a couple $100,000, but once he took it off that lot, it cut by 50%. So until you understand the terms of asset versus liability, where an asset actually, whatever you put your money into can grow. It's a potential of growth. So a lot of people, they materialize their mindset of money where they buy chains and cars and clothes,
Yes.
where it's like, where's that money going to? Now I get it, if you're in the entertainment world, it can benefit, but it can also counteract as well.
Especially, again, the concept of asset. That car could very well be a later asset,
Exactly.
because it's still money that he or she never had in their possession. They had a car in their possession, but they needed to exchange that for something that would be more valuable to the next individual.
Exactly.
Because that Maserati may not be valuable to me,
Mm-hmm.
but it might be valuable to someone else, and they're going to buy, and they're going to give you another form of purchasing power.
Exactly.
And these are the things that we don't understand and realize, that when we understand the language, we can understand and know that maybe this chain, I can flip it
Exactly.
and turn it into something.
Exactly.
Because I paid like 20,000 for it, so maybe I might be able to get, I don't know, 14 back, and then invest into a duplex or something like that.
Exactly.
But
you go.
if they don't understand that,
They won't
is
do
a
it.
language, they won't understand and know what to do with that.
Well, you have to understand to get and to be able to lose. Now, if I'm buying a chain, I'm paying that much for it. I ain't giving it away.
Come on now, come
I'm
on
keeping
now.
it.
I got to
I'm
get at
risking
least
it.
14 back.
And especially if I pay cash for it, I'm
Right.
keeping it.
Right, right, exactly. But these are the things that we're taught to invest in. We're
Exactly.
taught to invest more so in materialistic thing. When you said you materialize wealth, well, wealth isn't a material thing.
Exactly.
Wealth is such a hidden, jeweled concept. And if you don't understand that concept, you'll have money, but you won't have wealth. So wealth and money, Yesenia. Talk about the difference of wealth and money.
I feel like wealth has to do more with like your inner being, your soul, of being highly enlightened to making sure you're making those right decisions for yourself and your family. And you said the difference, wealth and what was the other one?
Money.
And money. Money is what gets you everything in life to what to purchase until that day comes when you pass away. So I think it's just a tangible thing to make sure that you use it in the best for you and your families to pass down and utilize that for that legacy. Wealth is in that power that I feel like when you guys were just talking a second ago, I was feeling like people think that they're fearful of learning the financial literacy. They think they're dumb. They think that it's not good enough for them, you know, and if I'm already in that trap, then why learn, other than not learning it in the foundation of your home. Or which I love pouring into people to say that, no, you're not. It's okay. Like we wake up every day, you get a new day. You know what I mean? Let's build that wealth, not just for you, but for that mindset to be the highest and the best that you can be. And then when you learn that, you're going to put your money in the right places. And everything.
And I think wealth is something that is ongoing.
Yes.
As well,
Yes.
because if I learned now and I can teach my son, then I can ensure that at least I've given him something of a choice now.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So that, as the Bible says, train up a child in the way that they should go, and when they grow older, they won't depart from it.
Yeah.
That knowledge that we give our children, no matter what decision they decide to make, that knowledge is always going to be there as a whisper.
Exactly. Exactly.
Absolutely.
So when we talk about that from a spiritual perspective, I want you to get in on this one. I'll pass the mic. When we talk about wealth and money from a spiritual perspective, are there many sites in the Bible that really talk about finance?
Yes. Well, the biggest one is the Bible says, the blessing of the Lord maketh rich and addeth no sorrow with it. So if you have obtained your money in the proper perspective, there's no sorrow with it. We know the ultimate is Jesus Christ. And when you have Jesus Christ, you have all that you need. I'm reminded of the other scripture where it says, wise is the man who leaves an inheritance for his children. The inheritance. The inheritance. Leave me alone, man. I'm going to pass the offering plate. Leave me alone.
Pass that around.
There you go.
Because the inheritance is wisdom.
Yes.
And then all thy getting, get an understanding.
Exactly.
And so that understanding is supposed to facilitate your existence, not to be a burden, not to have to beg or to borrow, but it's to be an example of the blessing of the Lord. And therefore, it maketh you rich.
Yes.
And so
Exactly.
your rich is in the accountability of how you ascertain the word of God to put in every area of your life that you would be profitable in all thy doing. In all thy doing. Come on now.
Amen.
Now I'm feeling about it. Leave me alone.
Thank you.
Yes.
Lift the
That was
weights in the
amazing.
scripture.
Okay.
Come on. But that's a beautiful sentiment. It is very important that in all thy getting, get understanding. In all thy getting money, get an understanding of what the heck to do with it.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
And
Yes.
all thy getting that money, get an understanding on what to do with it. And that is where financial literacy come in. Jacinda, you mentioned earlier that there are a lot of folks that come in with that shameful attitude, because they're walking in like myself, 51. They're thinking they should have learned this already, and now, why learn it now? Because I'm already in debt. I'm already, close to 65. Why even decide to learn about it? Why?
Man, to pass it, to educate the masses. Whoever that you're around, your family, like Ladonna said, whoever you surround yourself with, that's what's going to become of. So you can be able to share that light as you're walking on this earth, and again, passing that down. Because at the end of the day, I love what you said too. What we give our children, whoever else, is choices. And we have to give that knowledge and hope for the best for that. But at the same time, like if not, all you can do is give and pour out into that.
Exactly.
So that's your reason to learn.
You talking about you 51? You might be here for another 51 more years.
I sure might.
I mean, so you still got time. You only at the halfway mark.
Exactly.
Come on
exactly. Now. That is true. That is true. It's important to be able to learn something, to be able to teach your children, because it's a cliche, but they are the future.
Yes.
Yeah,
After we're gone, they're coming behind us.
Exactly.
So we need to teach them something well and let them lead the way.
Yeah.
Show them all the beauty they possess inside.
What legacy are you leaving behind?
Exactly.
What
have to leave
legacy
a
are you
stamp.
leaving behind? Gotta leave a stamp. I mean, if I don't teach my son how to monetize his gifts now, who's gonna teach him?
Exactly.
Right.
I didn't get that opportunity. My dad wasn't like that. But I learned to be like that so I can teach my children how to be like that. You know what I'm saying? So if I learn about finances, if I learn how to go out there and earn the dollar for myself, if I know and understand that if I'm out there and I'm making $275 a day, making somebody else rich, why not make that same $275 plus more?
Exactly.
And then learn what to do with it, because now all I'm talking about when I talk about that is just amassing the cash.
Exactly.
What are we going to do with that cash, LaDonna, once we get it?
Well, first, again, going back to your goals, it's different for everybody. And so you got to, once you sit down with a planner, writing out exactly what your goals are, what is it that you're trying to get to for yourself and your family. And then that's when you can start figuring out, okay, with this cash we have coming in, what are we doing with it? Are we setting up to, like you mentioned, buy duplexes and keep the money flipping in real estate? Or are we going to invest it? If we're investing it, where else are we investing it in? Is it the stock market? Is it crypto? Like, where are you investing it in? And even in doing that, how are you getting the education to make sure you're investing it the proper way? Because you can't just trust someone else to always invest your money for you. You got to know what's going on. Do you know how to read your statements?
We see that with celebrities all the time.
Yes.
Just like Yarnell said, there are a lot of celebrities working out there, and some people who are not celebrity have better buying power than they do.
Exactly.
Because that person walking around that's not being, handed Grammys and Oscars and stuff like that, they got an 850. They got a 750, and that celebrity 580, 450.
Yes. And then also what I want to add in on this is when you are planning out your finances, basically you are building a financial house. And so when you are building any building, what do you start with? Do you start with the roof, the walls? You start with the foundation. Does anyone know what the foundation is?
Yes.
What's the foundation?
No, I was going to say yes.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, what's the foundation?
Mike just took us to church, so I'm still in that yes mode. Yes. Yes, I almost said amen, but please tell them what that foundation is. Yes.
Foundation is your income protection, also known as your life insurance.
Exactly.
Because when you ask a lot of people, what is your greatest asset? What is your best asset that you have? Many people are going to say, oh, my house, my kids, whatever it is. No, your greatest asset is you.
Right.
Because it's you and your ability to generate income. Because without you, that income is gone as well. Now, when a lot of people don't understand the importance of life insurance because they're like, oh, well, I'm dead. Who cares what I leave behind? But the problem with that simple mindset, and I'm going to say it's simple, and I hope no one gets offended, but not sorry. Simple mindset is basically like when you die, if you have someone that's depending on your income, your wife, your husband, your kids, a grandparent, whoever it is, when you die, they suffer 2 deaths, not just one.
Yours and financial.
And your money.
Right.
Exactly. So now where life insurance comes in is it doesn't just pay for the funeral, which again, you don't want to leave that to somebody else because you're thinking, oh, I'm dead. I ain't got to pay for it. You don't want to leave that on somebody else.
Pays for the
But when you die, your income is gone as well. So if those people were depending on your income, the income is no longer there. So when people are talking about how much life insurance should I get, experts recommend anywhere from 8 to 10 times the amount of your income. So meaning that, what that basically means, if you make $50,000 a year, you should get a $500,000 life insurance policy. And the reason why I say that is, God forbid you pass away. I bring your wife a check for $500,000. Of course, she can do anything in the world she wants to do with it. One thing I would suggest, though, is taking that check and putting it into an interest account where she's able to pull out 10% per year. What is 10% of 500,000?
50,000.
50,000. So although there was nothing in the world I can do to replace you, I just replaced your income.
At least the lifestyle doesn't flip.
And that's important because as husbands, we are supposed to be able to provide.
Exactly.
And even in death, you gotta provide.
Yes.
Even in death, we
Exactly.
still must provide.
Exactly.
But yet and still that I see something spiritual about that one. It's still in death, we provide. Go ahead, Pastor Mike. Go ahead, Pastor Mike.
He was looking.
Well,
That's
in the
something
understanding of eternity,
yes, sir.
eternity starts from, and I'll use it from this perspective. It started from Revelation to Genesis,
Yes, come on.
but people see it from Genesis to Revelation. But if you look at it from Revelation to Genesis, then you understand the power of wealth. You have to look at it in its totality. And if you can ascertain to understand that you are the breadwinner, you are the chosen man of God to facilitate every existence that is known to man to be fruitful in it.
Exactly.
God said in Genesis, he says, be fruitful and multiply. Now we know that he was talking about reproducing. Now, in terms of money, you have to reproduce that money. If you can reproduce your thinking to reproduce
Exactly.
your money, then you have now coincide with eternal wealth.
Exactly.
Yes.
Come on, y'all. I'm passing around.
Amen.
Collection plate on that one. Everybody, you can always count on Pastor Mike to break it down like that. Look at all these hearts. I know that, Sean. I love this brother. Man, you can always count on him to break it down like that. But I'm going to go into my sponsors commercial real quick. We're going to take a quick break and come back. And, man, this is an hour's just not enough time to talk about this deep subject. It sure is not. All right, Natrell, let's go into Lair Body Essentials.
Ain't no place that I'd rather be. City show.
Yo. Oh, okay. Where your phone at? Oh, she went deep. She didn't even stop at the definition. Yeah. And you can hold on to it. Oh. All right.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? That was a word from my sponsor, Lair Body Essentials. Pure essential products for your skin, your hair, your whole body, y'all. Let me tell you, the aloe scrubs, I use that myself, and man, my skin feels so smooth in all the areas in which I apply it. Dark spots have gotten lighter. Yes, they have. Yes. But yes, her products are very, 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 made with a lot of love and a lot of care, and all natural. So definitely go ahead and cop yourself some Lair Body Essentials. All right, y'all. We are still talking about finance. We don't have that much time left. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go around and I'm gonna have everybody tell the folks, how to get in touch with them, what your business is, the name of your business, and how you can help them moving forward.
Basically, the best way to get in touch with us, we're going to go with our Instagram. It's Worthwhile Empire. Like I said, we're financial advisors. I like to say, we're not pushy, we're passionate. Reason being, we've seen so many downfalls due to people not being prepared, whether it's selling a home, losing a job, lifestyles flip. So I urge everyone to basically, it doesn't cost a thing just to know. All right, we're here to educate people. So once again, like I said, that's Worthwhile Empire. You can definitely get in touch with me through the cell phone as well, which is 702-727-9049.
Thank you, Frankie. Yesenia.
You can get to me on Instagram, Senia Marie. So SENIAMARI. And I'm with Frankie with the Worthwhile Empire as well. So if you guys need to get in touch, of course, you can go through there as well, and be able to sit down and help you understand and get that education that you need, because it only takes just a moment and you can change the rest of your life for the better.
Thank you. LaDonna.
Hey. All right, so we have a page. It's called Married and Powerful on both Facebook, Instagram, and .com. So you can reach us there. You can also reach myself directly at 702-339-3278. Again, 702-339-3278.
She sounded just like a commercial. Pass the mic.
Well, she sounded like a commercial. So, babe, would you do mine too, please?
And to get a hold of Pastor Michael Harris, also known as Elder Harris. Same website, marriedandpowerful.com. Also on Instagram and Facebook, Married and Powerful. And then his direct telephone number is 702-812-2576. 702-812-2576.
All right. And we haven't forgotten about you, Miss Yarnell Tolliver. I'm going to turn my mic around. Actually, come around to Yesenia's mic and tell the folks how to get in touch with you.
Hi, everyone. You can reach me on Facebook as well as Instagram at Tolliver Financial Services or Tolliver Financial. But also, we are having an event on the 27th right at the Groove Garden. It is a money mixer, Las Vegas money mixer. Vendors could come, participate. You don't have to buy a table. You could just do a small presentation. Right after Thanksgiving, relax, meet people. Not only meet the customers that you're currently helping, but also meet your future customers. Let money come together. Let's help each other, and let's grow and meet and mingle. That location will be right on Tropicana. It's 3330 East Tropicana. It's going to be in Suite C. If you have any questions on how you could buy tickets, it is $25 to get in, but that do include food and drinks. So you could reach me or reach somebody at 702-772-9978. You could call or text. Right after the show, we'll help you out and get you some more information.
All right. Thank you. Thank you to everybody. Now, word of wisdom, y'all. Life is too short not to understand how to build security for you and your family's future. Thank you so much for tuning in to Malik's Truth Radio Show. It has been a pleasure. I hope you have learned something, because I know I have. Wow. So this has been an amazing show. I know an hour isn't really enough to really cover such a deep and a very important topic to our communities. But look, I hope you learned something, and whatever you have learned, just move with it. Be in touch with anyone from the panel and let them guide you to a better future for you and your family. Peace. God bless.
Okay.
Potato sugar?
Yes.
Django isn't a slave. Django is a free man, you understand? You can't treat him like any of the other niggas around here, because he ain't like any of the other niggas around here. You got it?
Yearning for your validation.
Validation.
All in hopes I'm in the conversation.
All in hopes.
Pour so much of me into you. Can't believe I ain't never feel for me instead of you. I slide in the coupe, drop by, lose the roof. I die for the truth, vibe by no rules. If the devil's in cahoots, drop a prayer on the screw. Got God on my side, how can I ever lose still? I wanna be humble, but I gotta flex. On them niggas. I don't wanna mumble, but that ain't respect.
Respect me, nigga.
I do it my way, they say it's left. If I sell my soul, what I got left? Because I don't need nobody else. I'm lying to myself. Not talking physical, dog, the spiritual and health. All these opportunities is higher right to tell. Got to get them in them stairs, cause the timing never fails. My advice, keep moving. If not, you can lose it. Wasting time on the clueless. Knowing they can never do this. Back. Tell them pessimists they need to spine. Whack when they're paralyzed in the mind. I don't need nobody else.
No, I don't.
Tell my younger self.
What you say?
You got God as your help. Just let it go and never dwell.
My advice.
Unless they good to you. My advice. Look in the mirror, tell the truth. My advice. Sometimes you gotta break the rules. My advice. Stand for something or die for nothing.
My advice.
Flex on them if they hating on you. I would tell my younger self. Yeah. You should never go and let. Hypothetical. Fuck all opinions. Your validation and your acceptance. I never needed you. No, I never needed you. I never needed you.
No, I never needed you.